Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Welcome to YouTube's favorite K-pop show, DK News. My name is Japanese Ball Guy.
Danny Kim, David Kim.
I just saw Toy Story yesterday and I cried. It's so good. Go watch Toy Story out in theaters
That
right
is so
now.
random, but
And
we have
today
some hot ass tea for K-pop.
First
Soju shots.
off, we have EXO meeting Trump. Not a headline you'd expect to see.
Okay.
It's DK News.
Yeah.
And
Second, a Korean handsome YouTuber gets pissed out of some sponsorship DMs.
No, what now? And third, we have, of course, the biggest news of this week. Song couple
Song.
getting
Song.
divorced.
Last but not least, there is a big seismic change happening in the K-pop industry, led by Bighit and JYP.
Wow, let's go straight into the first news. EXO meets Trump. Did you expect that? So,
Very weird interaction.
Very weird headline. So Donald Trump landed in Seoul to hold a summit with South Korean President Moon Jae-in. This happened on June 29th. He was in Seoul. Basically, Trump was invited to the Blue House, which is the equivalent of the White House in Korea. And President Moon brought EXO.
Wow. Last
EXO
time he brought
members.
BTS to France.
I know, he's just involving K-pop into everything.
Wow.
So he brought a few EXO members with him, and EXO members, they gave Trump's daughter Ivanka Trump a autographed album, Love Shot. She's apparently a fan of EXO.
Oh.
And they met at the 2018 Winter Olympics in Korea.
Oh.
And apparently the granddaughter of Trump is also a big fan of
Wow.
EXO. So they,
Trump family.
yeah, they're big into EXO apparently. I did not expect that. Seoul later came on a radio show saying like he was a little bit humble. He didn't think he got invited because he was EXO, but because of K-pop and how big popular K-pop is. But you know, EXO is one of the biggest groups
So
in
EXO is
K-pop.
K-pop.
I guess it's an honor. I mean, regardless of how you think about Donald Trump, you know, it's an honor. Like they were invited to the Blue House.
But
so
yeah,
there you go.
that's
EXO
the
meets
weird interaction
Donald
of the week.
Trump.
Yeah.
And
Next news, a handsome Korean YouTuber exposes sponsor activity. Not us.
No.
He's not just an ordinary handsome YouTuber. He's been a sensation for the past year.
Very viral.
Yeah, due to, of course, his handsomeness, appearance, but also his mysterious tactics in live streaming. This YouTuber who calls himself 본노잼 or 노잼bot, which means a robot who isn't funny at all. He used to live stream daily of himself studying for an exam, a police exam, and at his desk without any interaction with
Doesn't even read the
the fans.
chat.
He doesn't read the chats, he doesn't read the comments, no talking, no looking at the camera. He literally just sits there
And
and
studies.
live streams himself studying. And that gathered over more than 300k subs itself.
I wanted to quit YouTube at that time.
And thousands of people watched him live streaming, studying. So
Yeah.
we felt a lot of stuff then. Anyways, recently he broken his mysterious concept and revealed himself to the world by becoming a proper YouTuber like us.
안녕하세요, 노잼봇입니다.
He quit studying.
Yeah. So shortly after his coming out, he revealed on his Instagram post that recently an anonymous DM came with the content saying, you have been detected by the handsome guy radar.
There's a radar for that shit?
Would you like to earn $20,000 for a date plus one night sex with a 30s rich woman from a chaebol family? Secret is kept solid and the client's identity is to be considered too, so thus there's absolutely nothing to worry about exposure. Usually this kind of conditioned meat goes by 5,000 USD per date to rarely 10,000. 20,000 is rare even for a celebrity. I think this is an offer that you cannot lose anything, and we wish you agree to the terms. So then the YouTuber got furious and he posted on his Instagram and he said, I look at all the DMs you send me, and even though I can't reply to them, this kind of DM I received today, I cannot calm down my anger even after blocking and reporting the account. However lonely you are, let's try to live in a clean manner. Hashtag I don't even want your feelings. I'm not even accepting your feelings. Hashtag, I might be a bot, but I have emotions installed.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. So this also caused an uproar in the Korean society as well, as usual. People were furious about the DM, and many people were assuming that these kind of things or secret sponsorships are very common among the celebrity world as well. I mean, what do you think about this? And we have some interesting questions to ask.
Okay.
Yeah.
First of all, I read this article too. It was like trending. It was all everywhere. So apparently, this is kind of like a fraud.
Were you jealous?
No. I was
you
jealous.
calling it a
Okay.
fraud because you're
No. I am jealous. Okay, let me put it out there. I am fucking jealous.
I knew it.
fucking
I
hate
knew
this
it.
guy. No, seriously, I hate this guy.
Why do you hate him?
Because last year I saw him and he was this internet sensation. I was like walking around in the fucking snow trying to ask people, will you do an interview for me? And then it gets like 100,000 views. Oh, please, thank you.
Sad
Oh,
beach.
and then this random ass comes and he's just literally not saying anything, live streaming while he's starting, which is what he was always doing. And then he gets like 300,000 subscribers, 1 million views, and I'm like, yeah. I was so fucking pissed. And then, but that's a different story.
Forgot what you're saying.
No. Apparently, this is a fraud because there's a specific format that they use, and it's not so obvious that it's like this sexual transaction. So apparently, a lot of people are saying this is a fraud, but these things do happen. Honestly, I would consider it.
I was about to ask that question, and you're
Yeah.
just going in there by yourself. Like, oh, I would consider doing.
3, 2, 1. I would.
What? Do the sponsorship?
I would consider it at least.
Oh my God! How much is Daddy worth?
$20,000? I would. Yo.
A date and a night.
And also, I don't know. Maybe it's just me because I'm ugly as fuck and nobody has offered me $20,000 or any amount of
And you
money
have no
to
chances
have
of that
sex or
happening to
have
you
a
in
date
the
with
future.
them, and that will never ever happen in my fucking life.
So this is all in match.
if somebody DM me and said that, I wouldn't be pissed.
What
I
about
would be
20
like.
bucks?
I would be offended if it was $20. But no. Actually, you know what? I wouldn't be too pissed either. At least that person appreciates me.
$20 is appreciating.
Hey, no one ever gave me any money to date somebody, so I don't think I'd be pissed if I got this DM saying like, I'll pay you $20,000 to fucking sleep with me for one night, a single night of having wine and sex, and she's like 30 years old and she's a cheba, like she's this heir of a rich girl who's in the 30s. That's like bragging rights, man. I would just do that shit for free.
I'm so sorry to do Danny dirty right now.
Why?
But him like screaming to the scene is the exact difference that makes you different from this guy.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
That's the core aspect why people are watching his live streams.
No, they're watching him because he's a pretty boy. And
he's not cheap as fuck.
Well, that's because he's a pretty boy.
And
I'm a fucking ugly fuck. I have no dignity left inside me, you know? Here's the thing. This is my theory. You know when you go to rich neighborhoods, people are more beautiful there. You know why? The rich people, they marry hot girls.
So the genes
are better there in the rich neighborhoods. And you know the sad part is, beautiful people, they get treated better. I'm not saying they have no problems, but they get treated much better in a nicer way than ugly people like us. So I had to fucking like, you know, roll around in the grass and shit. Fuck yeah! For 2 years to get 300,000 subscribers, this guy just turns the fucking camera on and says, oh, I'm gonna fucking study, not even look at the chat. He gets like 300,000 subscribers and gets a fucking modeling deal. And you know, like, who do you think had a better life? Who do you think had a better life? Who do you think will be a better person? With less anger. Okay,
You
being
can
ugly.
have a better chance of success in the future. Like, look in the long term. Like,
yeah, Napoleon was
already,
short, and that's
like,
why he killed everybody.
The hype around this dude has already kind of
he's
faded away because his
But
mysterious
I'm still
concept.
going strong.
I would refuse that in a heartbeat. I would not even consider it. Like, I'm not selling myself. I'm no prostitute. But
I am.
I think it's like a untold truth within like the Korean society. There's a lot of things regarding sponsorships with celebrities, especially female celebrities, males as well.
Actually, a lot of girlfriends I had, they get DMs like that
Yeah,
a lot.
me too.
I saw their DMs and they're like, wow.
But anyways, it's a sad reality. It's happening, and he has all the rights to be furious. The Korean public is all so furious about this after the burning sun and everything right now. Korea's image is just like.
Well, I'll just tell you, like, I'd be happy. I don't know if I'd do it. I just be like,
proposal
hey, it's like
Yes,
somebody
I mean it.
asked for your number. That's very sweet. It's like, oh, how sweet of you.
Very different from a number.
Hey, how sweet of you. You just like.
Okay,
had
so
the
anyways,
courage
how
to,
many
like,
subs does he have?
430.
Oh, he's still not surpassed us.
He's not.
Maybe in a month.
He's irrelevant now, so I don't give a shit. But
430k is not bad. After
but
just streaming himself studying. Okay, Danny's getting triggered, so let's go on to the next news.
Next news. Okay, more news of handsome, beautiful people
Sing a song.
being pissed. Seriously, man, you gotta know how it feels to be ugly. Stop complaining, rich, beautiful people. Song couple, the most famous, the Brad Jelena couple of Korea, right? Like
Descendants of the Sun couple.
they broke up. They're still a couple,
Legally,
but they're
yeah.
filing for divorce.
Right.
And this news shocked the internet and everybody went nuts. Announcement came on June 27th as Song Joong-ki's attorney announced that his law firm had filed for divorce on behalf of the actor against Song Hye-kyo, the wife of Song Joong-ki. So if you guys don't know, Song Joong-ki, Song Hye-kyo, both top class actresses, and they met in a K-drama called Descendants of the Sun. A lot of people like that drama. I personally was like, oh, okay, well, this is cheesy as but anybody who went to the military is like, oh man, this is cheesy.
You are my destiny.
After this news broke, a series of rumors emerged on the internet. Did you get the Kakao Talk message?
We are not. It's not smart to talk about that.
It's not smart to talk about this, but let me just say,
No.
if you have friends that are journalists,
No.
they will send you these messages that are in the rumor mill. No. I'm not naming any people.
Okay, I'm just being careful.
I'm just saying, these journalists, they have inside info, right? They have these rumor mills and they share it among all these other journalists. They have group chats and shit like that. And then they take the text and then they send it to us. And we receive some of them too. Involving an actor, and he actually came out and saying he will sue everybody who this rumor is completely false. He will sue people who are reporting these rumors. They're gonna divorce.
That's a fact.
Yeah, that we can say. Song Joong-ki said, rather than criticizing one another and arguing over who is to blame, both of us hope that the divorce process can be wrapped up smoothly. And they said that the differences in their character led to this divorce, apparently. But basically, they're gonna take legal actions against like fabricated rumors. So
Wait, but just out of curiosity, let's beep this out so everybody gets curious as fuck. But which version did you hear?
Which version did you hear?
I heard about.
Holy shit!
Oh my god, this
man.
is tea. I really
It's not tea. It's fabricated rumors.
Yeah, it's fabricated rumors.
This fabricated rumor shit is too much.
It's all bullshit.
Yeah, it's all bullshit.
Journalists.
Yeah, they're the problem. Stop sending us shit journalists, okay?
Yeah.
Stop.
We don't want to hear them. We don't
Stop
care.
inviting us to Kakao chat rooms and shit like that.
don't
Okay.
care.
A funny thing. After this news, people's attention went over to the Descendants of the Sun theme park. They have a fucking theme park for this shit. This drama is so popular, and it features like the sets that were used during the filming of the drama, as well as other attractions.
Right.
One of them being a statue of Song Joong-ki and Song Hye-kyo kissing. Let me just say this. This is an ugly ass statue. I bet a lot of tax money went into this statue. Look.
Where is his hands touching?
Is her ass.
Oh shit.
Or her hips, but her ass kind of extends.
It's like
pretty high. They're debating whether they should take this down. And also they already canceled a festival that was to be held in this in this theme park. It was called the Couple Festival, celebrating, you know, being a couple. Then now it's like, oh well, they just divorced. So they call that off.
Pity for the event planner.
This is the third year, and they said they don't know if they're gonna continue anymore, because like it's not, you know, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of rumors, but we don't want to address them because honestly, I just feel like this is very personal stuff.
It doesn't matter.
And I don't want to get sued, and it's also none of our business. I honestly don't worry about. They're rich. I'm not saying rich people can't be unfortunate, but they're rich.
Danny
they're
has
beautiful.
Some inferiority complex.
Yeah, I'm just letting myself out. I'm speaking for myself. They're rich. They're beautiful. They're still young. Let's stop worrying about these people, okay?
Yeah.
They're fucking well off, better than a lot of us, most of us watching this. So stop worrying.
Stop invading their privacy.
Next news.
So before we go on to the next news, actually, we have a new segment. We haven't named it yet, but it's just like
read your comments.
Read your comments from last time.
Oh shit.
We're a news channel.
Prove that we're reading your shit.
Yeah, we're reading your stuff, and we're improving ourselves by reading your comments as well. We're not just entitled to our own opinions, but you guys have your own opinions. Some people write essays here, and I feel really bad that they're not getting noticed by us.
And also, like, I just want to bring up interesting conversations.
Yeah, new comments.
So
new
please
conversations.
post some interesting comments that are thought-provoking.
So we just picked one comment each, and we'll just read it to you guys. And if you haven't seen the episode, just go back and see
it's the
it.
previous week.
So mine's about the BTS Aussie show, the Australian racist show.
Yeah.
And actually, I chose this comment because it was coming from an actual Australian, I assume.
Boy.
I don't know if this person is Australian or not, but the person's name is Shannon Page.
Sounds pretty Australian.
Shannon Page. I'm a 44-year-old white Aussie man. Okay, I'll drop that. Sorry.
I'm a 44-year-old
That's racist.
white Aussie man, and I'm pissed at this show and Channel 9. I call 9 Parasite TV. They seem to like shows that exploit people. Worst station in Australia. Australian media in general have been left behind by the rest of the world. When they hear the term K-pop, they still think of Gangnam Style. Okay? The show was clearly trying to exploit something they knew nothing about for cheap laughs. They weren't funny. There's a lot of love for BTS in Australia, but our media are morons.
Okay, so I don't know about the credibility of this comment, but at least it's coming from an Aussie man who's 44 years old, assuming that he's lived his whole life in Australia.
I think Shannon's a girl, yeah.
He says man.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Shannon.
But
I thought Shannon
But
was
like
a
these
girl's
kind of
name.
comments really give us context on how Channel 9 is perceived in Australian, society.
I mean, it's just one person.
Yeah, one person. But anyways, it got a lot of upvotes, and I think it's interesting. I'm glad to hear that BTS has a lot of love in Australia. And if you are in other countries who are representing your own country and who have different thoughts, please put them in the comments like this one.
And next comment comes from
Satria's Art and Comics channel. Artists being taken advantage of again. Another ambassador or classical musicians would have been paid to take on such a role as cultural and influential representation for your country. If you think your taxes aren't being used for such things, why is it always the artists having to do it for the passion? At least I hope they can have it as tax write-off.
This comment is talking about BTS performing for free and then receiving a watch in return. I don't think it's only K-pop artists, actually. It's just basically the government in general. And I think they use the ambassador role, or you're like representing your country in a very, very like strategic way. Like for example, professional athletes, when they get called up for national games representing Korea, they get paid very little, very, very little compared to what they actually make. And they're just expected to do it because they're Korean. And even us, these government authorities or these government bodies will request us to do something, and they'll expect us to do it at a very low price. So I think this is not just applicable to BTS. What's really infuriating is that, if you can't afford it, I don't think you should really call them. Is it really necessary?
I don't know. I think there's like the two sides to it, but yeah, that's your opinion. Yeah, it's national pride and you can benefit off of that like in long term. But yeah, anyways, so we'll read your comments every episode about the previous episode. So please put down more comments. And on to the next news.
Last news.
JYP and Bighit are making big moves. JYP and Big Hit, which have close relationships together, like Bang
Bang PD
PD
used
and
to be in
JYP used to be in JYP, and they are friends, but they split, and they're in good relationships until today. So anyway, starting with JYP, the last day, a certain news source announced that JYP has decided no longer to continue its acting sector of JYP Entertainment.
Okay.
Thus, many actors and actresses are to come out to the FA market.
They're free agents
now. And JYP replied to this issue stating that they are considering various directions. Who knows what that means? It's vague. Meanwhile, there are many amazing actors.
Suzy.
Yeah, she was in JYP.
was
Suzy
an artist,
Chojik from Parasite, he was in JYP too. And current actors like Nikun is in Arthur Chronicles, Park Si-eun or Yoon-bak, Shin Ye-eun, blah blah blah. So 2 questions. So JYP is focusing all its assets into K-pop, presumably now.
Yes.
So would that mean better management and more investment? Thus, more content and more better quality? Second, will JYP idols have less chances to appear in K-dramas from now on? What do you think?
That's interesting. First off, I don't know if there will be better management because actually one of JYP's goals this year is to release 4 different groups, idol groups. That's a shit ton of groups to come out of a single company in a single year. Most companies can't even juggle 4 groups debuting at different times in different years. And they're trying to debut all of them in a single year. That's a lot to do, and I don't know. I think this move is part of making sure that they can pull that off, but I don't know if that'll improve the quality of their management.
Well, so far, one of the 4 groups was ITZY.
Yeah.
I think the quality is pretty good.
But that was pre this move, right?
Yeah.
So like
maybe they're overwhelmed now. Like after making this move.
I kind of think that will be a very difficult statement to fulfill, like having 4 groups in a single year. And also you would have to worry about cannibalizing your own groups because there's only a limited amount of attention that people can have to give to rookie groups. So I personally think they've realized that and maybe they're decided to focus all their resources on that.
Right.
And regarding your second point, I think they will have less leverage, definitely.
I don't know about management. I don't know about like entertainment companies. I'm not the CEO. But just thinking in the broad perspective, I don't really understand why they're cutting off the acting section. Like it might not be lucrative. At the same time, the entertainment industry and K-pop industry is highly tied with the acting sector as well because after the idols time, they kind of like go into the acting scene after like they're over like 27, 28.
After their peak.
Yeah, after their peak, they successfully debut as actors. That's what 2PM and some of the GOT7 members, Suzy, is doing. JYP has been very successful in that. They've made a lot of very amazing actors. I don't understand why they suddenly made this decision of like cutting off all and discontinuing. So maybe it really means they're overwhelmed. They're trying to focus on the 3 new groups. Profit-wise, it makes total sense.
Do you think they will be able to debut 3 groups within the next half a year?
Well, if they put that statement out, I think he's gonna keep his word.
Do they have the time to do that? There's 5 months left in the year.
I don't know. I've heard that I've heard one of them is like Japan based.
Okay.
Or global based. So
so they might be in different countries then.
Yeah, so I don't know. And what I've heard from the JYP 2.0 or 3.0 or whatever, that they have like own dedicated groups or squads, teams to like manage the group.
Exactly.
That's what Twice was for. And ITZY was managed that way too. So I don't know. I think JYP is trying out new management systems, and he's been successful until now. So on to Big Hit. So Big Hit confirmed that they will be moving to a new building,
again,
a much more larger company building by May 2020. They're going to be using the entire building from B7, basement 7 to 19th floor.
Holy shit!
So it's a total of 26 floors.
It's 26. Holy shit. Okay.
And that's not it. Also, Big Hit has just scouted a former SM Entertainment board member in preparation to launch a new girl group. So new GG is coming.
Finally.
Big Hit. Yeah.
They've lifted the ban.
Yes. And the person's known as Min Hee-jin, who was the creative director of SM. She helped produce Girls' Generation, FX, Red Velvet, and Shiny. And also like all the symbols in Universe for EXO. So she's very creative.
Yeah.
But now she'll be joining Big Hit to establish their new brand identity as well as launching their new girl group. And Bang PD personally greeted her by saying that he's very excited to see what kind of new concepts or branding she will bring to Big Hit as a person who has introduced the concept of notion of visual director to K-pop. So
Actually, they've been moving literally every year.
yeah.
So the size of the company is just like exponentially growing, and
Right.
and this new building is 26 floors.
26 floors. All by themselves. It's just Big Hit building. That's crazy.
That's insane.
That's insane.
That's insane. I honestly don't know like how much work can this one. They don't have that many groups to manage.
right.
They have BTS, and then TXT is just emerging.
Right.
How do they like? Oh my god, that is just
Yeah,
insane.
that's crazy because we have CJEN in here and they're like maybe like 20 floors or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
so they
use the whole
become like a fucking like
CJENM.
yeah. They become like a fucking conglomerate.
Media giant.
Actually, I was talking about this in my podcast. Actually, Big Hit has become this monster that's basically destroying the entire ecosystem,
Yeah.
of music in Korea because they're not changing. They're just making their own way of how things work, and they become the cop. Music labels used to be, trying to please the distributors because the distributors were the kings. Now it's flipped, and now the content creators, content owners, Big Hit are like way above the distributors, and they become this giant company. It's insane.
Right.
I think we got to talk about like the different, not just the move itself, but the different things that they're releasing right now. The game,
The app. Yeah.
and the Weverse app. I talked about this earlier today with David. I gotta say the execution is terrible. I think they both suck. The game sucks. The Weverse app sucks.
Okay. That's very strong.
No, I'm just giving feedback out there to Big Hit. I know you're watching this. The game, first of all, you haven't played it.
No.
It's
not
like
yet.
a fanfic. And I honestly cannot like it's just too cringy for me. But I can see why some people might like that. I guess I'm not the audience. The app, it just sucks. The Weverse app, it's just terrible.
Well, I guess this is how investors feel because the stocks are down 33% now.
Holy shit, yeah.
It's like a waterfall.
So like what I see from Big Hit these days is I really, really love the way they are trying to operate. I really love the way they are bringing new ideas, finding out new ways to make profit off of this one product. That is BTS. They're really diversifying their portfolio, and they're making it so like they can make money off of very different routes. And I think that's very clever as somebody who's really interested in the industry side of things. But their execution is just absolutely terrible. I hope along with this move, they hire a lot of talented people who can actually pull this shit off and not just the idea.
I'm sure they're gonna do that.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
Just looking at the move, they recruited Minijin. Like she's a
yeah.
veteran and she's very talented. So like they're putting too much faith into BTS and the strong loyalty of ARMY because like
They're trying out
they
a lot
know
of
that
things.
everything they
yeah.
do is gonna be successful there. So they don't really care about.
I think
like,
they're kind of blinded by that fact. They're
Yeah.
like, they can't really self-evaluate at this point because
think-
everything is so successful.
I'm sorry to say this, but I'm pro Android and pro Samsung. So like I think it's kind of turning into like Apple.
BTS,
No, Big Hit.
Big Hit.
Like they don't care about the user experience. They don't care if they remove the headphone jack. They don't care if
That's true.
they have
That's
like
true.
a notch or whatever.
It's
But-
revolutionary.
Yeah.
They have the Apple fanboy kind of loyalty to their products, but they don't have that unified experience. And I really hope that they need to figure this out because seriously, if they do figure it out, it'll be a fucking revolution in the K-pop industry. And I think they're already setting new ways to do business in this industry, and I think they'll just like perfect this shit.
But at the same time, if it doesn't happen, what's worrying me is looking at that 26th floor, the 19th floor building go up, and them
man.
getting all these new recruits and stuff. That might be
This
a
is a
double-edged
risky
sword.
business.
Yeah,
This
that
is
might
a
be a
risk-
double-edged sword to themselves because if it doesn't work out, all that investment, that's all gonna be dead.
They
Come back to
have
them.
grown so fast the past like few years. It's amazing, and it's also worrying.
You know what people say about exponential growth? It goes down exactly the
Exponentially.
same. Yeah.
Who agrees with me? I would like to see in the comments
What?
like who agrees with me. Like
About
Big
what?
Hit has loads of great ideas. They just need to figure out the execution because the execution is just so fucking terrible in a lot of parts.
Yeah, they
I'm
need to
just
figure
gonna-
out the Apple chain.
I'm gonna make a prediction. BTS is gonna have their own music streaming service. I'm gonna make
Big
one
Hit?
prediction. Yeah, one
A
music.
big hit, not
one
BTS.
prediction. They're gonna create their own V Live, or those two could be part of one service. But I'm gonna say they're gonna touch on both of those. The music streaming thing, that's gonna happen very soon. I'm gonna say, and basically once BTS goes to the military, I think that'll be when they launch it. Music that they recorded previously before they went to the military will only be released on this new streaming platform. That's.
I hope you're not getting into any trouble from
I'm
it.
not. No. This is my imagination. But I'm just gonna say, like, if I was Bang PD, I would be doing that. And I think BTS is the only artist that can attract other artists to come into their platform and have platform power. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Please just make your apps better.
So long.
So that's it for this week's DK News. Hope you're still with us, and I'm probably canceled by now.
Yeah.
But
check out our membership, check out our Patreon, go support us making these videos, and he has exclusive podcasts. I have exclusive reactions.
we'll see you guys next time.
We'll see you guys next time.
Bye-bye.